Back outside, Danny, Twilight, and Spike were waiting for the Ghost Rider when he suddenly reappeared in front of them. Okay, I did my part. Okay, now what? After Jacob Marley visits Scrooge, the ghost of Christmas past comes to see him. Oh, I got that covered. How? The Ghost Rider then took out his book. See for yourself. In the story, Dan was fast asleep once again when another light was shining from the corner of his room. Seriously? It's 12 o'clock! Standing in the corner of his room was Penelope Spectra in a sexy green dress. Who are you? Why, I'm the ghost of Christmas past, and I'm here to take you to a time where Christmas meant a lot to you. Yeah, no thanks, I'm good. Dan lay back down in bed, but Spectra ripped the sheets off his bed. Oh, all right. Good, now come along now. Spectra picked up Dan where they flew out of his apartment window and into the air. Danny, Twilight, and Spike saw this. Wow, and there they go. All right, let's see if Dan will learn anything. Right, Dan and the Ghost Rider took to the sky. Back in the story, Dan was screaming and hanging on for dear life while Spectra carried him. Can't you slow down a little? I could, but we're almost there. In the distance was a glowing light. Then they flew into it where it was all nothing but white. Then the light faded. Dan found himself in a neighborhood that was very familiar to him. Well, we're here. Do you recognize this place? Yeah, this is a neighborhood where I lived with my mom. And do you recognize that young man? Dan turned to where the ghost was pointing, and sure enough, he saw a familiar-looking boy in the snow. That's me! Dan! Dan's mother entered from the house. Dan, there you are. It's time to go inside. But Mom, just 5 more minutes? No, it's freezing and I don't want you to catch a cold. Okay. Man, your mother seems like a witch. Yeah, I know. The two watched young Dan go inside with his mother. Dan went into the window to look inside. Inside the house, everything was messy and unhappy as Dan remembered it. What? What is this? Where are the decorations and the Christmas cheer? My mom was too lazy to do anything except give me a present. Okay, Dan, here's your gift. Young Dan opened the box, and inside was a book with the title, My Rotten Child. Mom! Oh, don't be pouty, Dan. I paid good money for that book. But, no buts. Go to your room. Young Dan got up and sadly went to his room. As Dan watched his young self leave the room, the grumpy man looked sadly as he realized how he was never happy around the holidays. Man, your mother is the worst. Well, she never bothered to get a job and sleep with other men. Oh, well... You know what? Let's move on. Spectra took Dan by the hand and they moved forward in time. Dan now saw himself in what looked like a mall with a Christmas village. Where are we now? What? You don't recognize this place? All right, quiet on set. We're on the set of your show in the year 2011 for your Christmas special. I'd rather not be reminded of this. Suddenly, the sound of something hitting the floor was heard. The big Christmas tree had fallen over. And cut! Take 5, everyone. What is this all about? The episode was called Dan vs. the Mall Santa. Oh, I see. And is that you in the elf costume? Sitting on a chair was another Dan trying to take off his elf ears. Oh yeah, I always hated wearing that elf costume. Just then his friend Chris came up to him. Dan, are you ready for tonight? Tonight for what? The Hubtown Christmas party. No, I'm not going. Come on, every Toon in Hubtown is going. Ooh, a Christmas party. Yeah, Chris forced me to go. Well, why don't we see for ourselves? Spectra snapped her fingers and they were now in Sugar Cube Corner where the party was. With a snap of her fingers, they were now at the Christmas party. Look, there you are, and your friend. And who is that lovely lady with him? His wife, Elise. She hates me. Oh, okay then. Suddenly, the sound of a bell ringing was heard. Attention! Attention, every pony and everyone! And this is the reason I didn't want to go. I still can't believe they had the pink pony ruin my car host this. First off, I like to say Merry Christmas, or as we say here in Ponyville, Happy Heartswarming, and I thank the president of the Hub Network himself for letting me host this year's Christmas party, and Joan Charlotte Sr. and his family for coming. Everyone clapped. And now, I'd like to introduce a very well-known band around Toon World for offering to do a gig here, especially after the Drawlets suggested them to me after they told me about their creators falling out and that they couldn't find work. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Gorillas! Everyone clapped as the band got on stage. Merry Christmas, everyone! The band started to play Rocking Around the Christmas Tree and everyone got up to dance. Well, this is fun. Just then, Past Dan got up and left. Hey, where are you going? Just look. As Past Dan was walking by, all the Toons backed away. What's going on? I was an outcast because everyone here came from Hasbro and I didn't. Oh, stop your worrying. Look, here comes Chris. Come on, Dan, join the party. Yeah, no. Dan, is everyone treating you like an outcast again? Yes. Oh, don't worry about them. Just be yourself and have fun. It's the holidays. Oh, how nice of Jones Sr. to be so nice to you. Not for long. Oh, right. Spectra snapped her fingers and they were now at the Hub Network studios. Oh no, not here! What do you mean I'm getting canceled? Dan saw his past self walking around his dressing room on the phone. I don't care if you're rebranding the Discovery family. I need my money. This was the year it all went downhill. The exact reason why I hate Christmas. Getting my show canceled. Huh, no wonder you hate the holidays now. Discovery family! And that was the end for me. Oh, Mr. Mumbles, I've lost everything. And you know what? No more Christmas. Not this year. Wow, you are so dramatic. Well, I was upset. What do you expect? I should take you back. What? Spectra snapped her fingers, then Dan was now back in his bed. Huh? What?